Hi everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to my weekly Tea Time and a Card. I'm just going to wait a second. I kind of got on and I lost my internet connection. It came right back on. So I just want to make sure you guys are here. So I'm just going to hold off. Okay, I can see everybody coming on. Welcome everyone. So this is my weekly Tea Time and a Card. So today I'm going to do something different. I haven't done this for a while. I'm going to do 3 cards with you. I'm going to start out with a basic card and then step it up twice. So I'm going to be using the Stippled Roses bundle. Now, for those of you that just ordered during Celebration, we had some designer paper, and I can't remember what it's called, but it coordinated with this stamp set. I'm not using it today because, of course, it's not available anymore. So I'm actually going to be using the Perennial Lavender designer paper, and I'm going to show you all of the patterns in case you haven't seen it yet. Now, this one is just part of a sheet because I've used everything else in that pattern. So there's one. I'm just going to show you all the sheets. And what I want to show you this because you guys that I like butterflies. Look at the tiny little butterflies in this one. I hope you can see that. When I bring it closer, it kind of grabs the shadow from my camera. So here's a couple more pages. Hi everyone that's just coming on. Look at this one. I love this one. And then that, so of course we have all purples because of lavender. So let me swap over to the second side. So you can tell I use this one a lot. I loved it so much. Just a few more. And tonight I'm using this one as one of the layers and the one that had the bigger flowers. Okay, so that's the designer paper. And again, it's called Perennial Lavender if you haven't seen it. So let me start out. I'm going to start with the basic card. And then, like I said, I'm going to step it up. So here's my large stamp. I'm using the same stamp image on all 3 cards. It's the Stippled Roses, the large one. And then the sentiment, best birthday wishes. I'm on a birthday card kit lately. Not kit. Because I'm so low on birthday cards right now. And for those of you guys watching on Facebook that participate in our Random Act of Kindness, RAK, birthday club, it's been going for, I don't know, I have to go back and check 3 or 4 years now. And I'm so happy that you guys still like doing that and you still participate. Now for all 3 layers, I'm using Highland Heather 11 by 4 1/4 scored at 5.5. I'm going to go ahead and fold that. I am using the Perennial postage dies. These are new dies in our mini catalog. You can see there's 12 of them. I'm using the second one in. And I went ahead and cut Very Vanilla. And then I also have this same layer for all 3 cards. This is Berry Burst, and it measures 3.5 by 3/4. So 3 of those. And this is a simple card I'm going to start out with, and then we're going to step it up from that point. So let me go ahead and bring in my scrap paper pad. I'm going to use the vanilla first. Now, because this is such a large stamp, and I'm using Highland Heather ink, I like to ink stamps that are large like this facing up. It's easier. And what I do is I turn my ink pad upside down, and I just tap it. It's just so much easier to ink. Now I'm going to go ahead and fit as much of this on here as I can. Okay, so I'm going to bring this close up so you can see the detail. It's so pretty. So it's pretty even plain like this. You don't have to color it if you don't want to. And then I'm going to do the sentiment with the same ink color. Now I do have a camera right in front of me, so hopefully I can get this straight. No, I don't like that. It's a little crooked. Let me try it again. I'm going to bring it way down so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, which one did I just, okay, this one is a lot better. So now, because this is just a simple card, I am going to use dimensionals on it. I don't think, I have a hard time creating cards without dimensionals. You guys know that. I like the height. So I put 5 of those on. I'm just going to peel the backing. And we're going to put that right in the middle. Let me see, I'm going to go this way. And then I'm going to glue the sentiment flat. Okay, let me make sure I get the right side. Yes. And then as I look at this, because I start out simple, which would be good for someone that's never stamped before and they're just learning. But as I look at this, I think of ways I could add to this to make it more of a wow card. So let's go to card number 2. Let me get all my pieces. So here's the card base, same size, same score line. But now what I did get some of these layers ready ahead of time just so it won't take so long for me to demonstrate. I stamped again on very vanilla with the Highland Heather ink, but this time I used the die to cut this out. So it's already cut. I used the same Perennial postage die, but I cut 2 in Highland Heather this time. And then we have the same sentiment layer. So let me go ahead and stamp the sentiment. I can see right now this is going to go quick tonight, only because I did the die cutting already. Okay, there's my sentiment. So now let me bring the card in. I'm also going to add in some bling. These are the purple fine shimmer gems. They come in 3 colors. So you kind of have the berry burst and then the light and the dark purple. And they're very flat, so they're good for mailing. And then this is card number 2. So you can see here how I stepped it up by adding 2 layers of the postage background. So I'm going to add dimensionals to the first one. And then you can still be thinking, what can I add to this card to make it more of a wow card? So now I'm going to put this one at an angle, almost right to the edge. So there's my first layer. I'm going to layer this one over this one, but I don't want to add dimensionals here because we already have some. So I'm going to add dimensionals on each corner on the right side. And then I'm just going to add from some tape. So I'm going to add this over the first one. Okay, so you can see how that's layered. And it's got height. And then I'm going to glue the flower image that I've already stamped and cut out. So I'm going to put this a little bit at an angle. Same with the sentiment, nice and flat. But this time, instead of gluing it straight like I did here, I'm going to glue it at an angle. And then we're going to add the bling. So let's see, I'm going to do a little different this time. I used the purple one. I'm going to use the berry burst one just to give it a different color. So these come in 2 sizes. So these will stand out a little bit more because this one is tone on tone with the purple. And then this one, you've got the berry burst over the purple. Okay, so this is stepped up card number 1 from the original. Now we're going to step it up even more on the third one. We've got lots of layers on this one. So again, we're going to start out with the same card base. Fold it on the score line. You guys, I'm trying not to go fast, but this is just going really fast tonight. Okay, I've got some white embossing powder I'm going to use. I've got blends. This is the light soft seafoam and the light fresh freesia. So let me open this up. I'm going to add Versamark ink, and that's going to be on the sentiment. So I'm going to do that right now, and then I'll show you what else I'm adding. So let me go ahead and clean my sentiment layer because I'm using Versamark this time instead of the Highland Heather ink. Wait a minute, I got some glue on here. Okay, so we're going to use Versamark. And then I'm going to add the white embossing powder. That's from the Basics embossing powder. It comes in 4 different colors. Now, it's crooked, you guys. I'm going to take that off. Let me try again. I can only try twice. I only get 2 sides. Hopefully this one's straighter. It's still a little crooked. I'm going to fix that. I'll show you how to fix it. Okay, I'm going to bring in my heat tool. So I'm going to make a little bit of noise just for a few minutes. So I'm going to turn this embossing powder. It's going to turn bright white. That's how I'll know that it's ready. Okay, here it goes. It's starting to melt. That's how I know when it's done, because it's all nice and bright. And I usually hold it up to the light to make sure that I get all the spots. Okay, let me make sure this is all set. Now, it is a little crooked still, so what I'm going to do is bring in my trimmer, and I'm just going to cut a smidgen off. Make sure all my sides are even. Just need to take about a 1/16 of an inch off. I wasn't very far from being straight. Okay, there's my sentiment. Now let's see what else we have for layers. I am using this die. I've already gone ahead and cut with shaded spruce. I cut 2 of them. Isn't that pretty? How pretty that is. Again, on Very Vanilla, and I cut it out. And then let me get my ruler. So this one, I use the same die, the Perennial postage die, same size as the other 2, but with this pattern. And then I have a second layer of designer paper, and this one measures 4 1/4 by 2 1/8. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this one first, and that's going to go right in the center. Now, for those of you that are not, I know a lot of you guys have a hard time judging the center, so I'm going to use my grid paper, and I'm going to bring this line right here, and I'm going to make sure that it lines up over here as well. So now I know I'm straight. Okay, there's that part. Now let me bring the card in. So this is my wow card. Look at all the layers. So we've added 2 layers of designer paper, the additional die cuts, and then I'm going to color my image with the blends markers. So let me go ahead and glue the die cut shape first. And there's so many patterns that I could have picked in this designer paper. They all would work with this card, depending on how busy you want to get. Okay, so this one is going to go, oh, I'm seeing a lot of hearts and likes, you guys. I'm glad you like it. Okay, this is, so you can see I have 2 layers of designer paper. Now, because I stamped with Highland Heather ink, I wanted to make sure I colored with very light color. So that's why I chose the light Fresh Freesia and Soft Sea Foam. I'm going to color all of the leaves. And because this is not Memento ink, you're going to notice that I don't stay on the ink for long. I don't want it to smudge, because this is really not the right type of ink you should use. But if you go quickly and don't rub too hard on it, it's not going to spread. Okay. Oh, thanks for all the hearts, you guys. I can see them all coming through as I color. So you can see this colors very quickly. And like I said, I'm not rubbing really hard. I'm not trying to stay on one location too long. And then we're going to do the roses. Now the blends markers, when they dry, they do dry a little bit lighter than what you see as I color. And we got the little roses at the top, the little buds. I love this stamp set. You know, Stampin' Up! Never fails with their flower images. They have lots of flower images to pick from. And this one is just so detailed. Okay, I'm almost done here. Oh, okay. I thought maybe I missed some green on this one, but I didn't. It's just a bud. One more. Oops, wait a minute. I got this little one I forgot. Okay, so there's the coloring on that. Look how subtle it is with the Highland Heather and then with the lighter inks from the Stampin' Blends. Okay, now we're going to pop this again. So we're going to have 2 layers of dimensionals. I know sometimes people worry about their card height being too much. But you know what? When this goes through the postage meter, guess what? It smushes it down, and that foam is very forgiving. So let's go ahead and glue this one in place. And let's see, I've got it going in this direction, but at an angle. And then I'm just going to add glue in the center because it does kind of go over the flower image. So what I did is I took my paper piercer, I peeled 2 of these off. I'm using the mini dimensionals, and I'm just going to add right in the corner right here just to make sure that's glued down. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Just tuck it under and push it down. Let's see. Now we got to add these in. I'm going to use liquid glue. And I'm just going to add a little bit to the bottom. And I'm going to tuck this in and just press it down. So there's the first one. But look how much that green really pops, the shaded spruce. It really pops against the lighter colors. And then when I do this one, I tried to make sure that some of the leaves would be overlapping the banner. I love that look. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to do the bling. And because I did the berry burst on the second card, I'm going to do the same thing. I'll use berry burst this time. Oh, I got glue on my fingers. Let's see, I added another one up here. I can't believe how quick these came together. Of course, I had everything pre-cut. And I think that's it. I don't see anything missing. So let me go ahead and clear my space here so I can add the cards for you to see. So let's see, I want to add the berry burst ones together. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And you can tell me which one's your favorite. Some people don't like overly busy. Some people don't like simple, so they go with the medium one, but it depends. Everybody's different. And then these have the berry burst bling instead of the purple. So there's all 6 cards. So I'm so glad you joined me tonight, everyone. And I will be back next week. Like I announced last week, I never know what day of the week I'm going to come on. So look for the announcement. Thanks so much. Have a good week, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.